Hey, it's Dan, and welcome to Unified Gaming. So, you're looking for an Arcanist build that actually can kill people and isn't crutching on proc sets. Well, today I'm going to show you what I'm using currently, and this is after a week and so of testing. I'm using Balorg, Trickery and Rallying Cry. I've tried to make the Arcanist feel like an Arcanist without using proc sets for kills, and it is working pretty well. I'm going to go through in this match recording live, so all the audio you hear from now is me playing live and talking live, just giving you kind of my thoughts on it, what I'm doing, how to play the class. So I would suggest you kind of watch it a second time if it does help you kind of learn the class. As always, you want to go and buff up as you move towards any area. We've got quite a few tanky people there, so I've just moved around here. I put on our heal, which is rune blades essentially. It's like a rune heal. It gives us a mini burst heal and a heal over time. With Vigor and our shield, we have plenty of healing. I move around to the right, so we've got greens here. I'm going to go for my stun now and then go for the AoE Dread. So that guy on the right saved him. So I'm going to go for my potion, rune blades, Vigor and shield. Go for the stun and then go for the beam. So he's gone through his tree out. Oh, I got hit with a DK on the back. Oh, so that DK managed to save him. So that KKF we almost had. So he's on a Bowden. So as you notice, you can see quite early on is you don't have burst like a DK or burst like a Warden. So if you're wanting to go up to somebody and like almost pre-buff and one-shot them with say Dizzying Swing and Deep Fissure with Dawnbreaker, this isn't that. You have to go and like stack up your cruxes and then debuff them with Tentacular Dread. That's the better morph. So I'm going for my heal over time. When you get a group like this is where you want to be, because you've got loads of people stacked together and you can get really good damage on that beam. I'm going to go for the meteor on this guy and go for my stun. And gone for the beam, and that guy's dead now. So we just had 4 kills there. So we're going to debuff that guy, go for our stun, which he can't block, and go for my beam because he's low health and he's dead. And we've got that kill there too. So it's really about grouping up with this class, and then kind of really doing big AoE damage in massive groups of people. Or if you're picking someone low, hit them with the debuff from Tentacular Dread. So there's a Nightblade there, our team's gone here. So I'm going to stick with our team for the moment and just rebuff up. Let me go for the Tentacular Dread and then the beam, he's dead.
We've captured the point.
So green's on the way. So that's a DK there. So there's a few people fighting, so I'm going to go for this Sork at the back. Oh, it's a DK actually. Go for the stun and then the beam, because there's loads of people in this group. Oh, that was some good damage there. So I'm going to roll, potion, push my big shield and my heal. That DK's popped around here. Tentacular Dread, Meteor. I'm going to go for the stun on this guy, and then the beam. Oh, I managed to get in there. So you can see we can burst a DK if we get the Meteor up. So I've got 3 cracks. I'm going to put the beam up because I think they're going to walk through here. Just see if I can get some cheeky hits on them. So just gone for my heal over time. Vigor, shield. Debuff this guy. So I'm going to push up here because there's 3 people down there. Yeah. And if we don't get stuck on the door, that would be really, really helpful. Okay, and in some ways that's actually really helped us out. So that guy's got Way of the Fire and Poisonous Serpent on, so we're just moving down here because he's got lots of light attack damage. He's actually using a build that I made a while back, so he's come down here, he's gone for my Meteor, go for the beam into the Meteor combo, so that's him dead. So the beam into the Meteor combo is really, really nasty because you can force the stun. That DK's over there, so we're going to try and debuff him. Nightblade here. So charge our rune. I'm going to go for the stun and then go for the beam. That's him dead. So I'm just buffing up again. Putting our rally cry. So moving around to the right, there's 3 people here. We don't have lots of range on this class, sadly. And then manage to get him low. I'm going to go for my stun and then go for the beam. Gone for the stun. Big shield. And then the teammates just got him. So we're 10 to 1 so far. Put on our armor buff, put on our vigor to get minor resolve, and we're moving to the right. You see that I'm constantly playing with that crux system, and that is really important on this class. If you want to play this as an Arcanist, you need to use crux. But you can see like I'm using hardly any weapon skills, and then this is allowing me to do pretty well. So, charging my crux up, go for the debuff, which on the Tentacles dread. I'm going to charge it and I'm going to go for the kill now. Go for the meteor. And then go for my beam. That's him dead. So you saw that I charged the crux up. I debuffed him with Tentacular Dread, which is 5% plus 6% extra damage on them, so 11% damage. And then I hit him with Meteor with another charged 3 crux beam. And that's just, it's so much burst if you can get that off. With the rune as well, you give them minor vulnerability. So they get 11% from the Dread being buffed, 5% from the rune, and then minor brittle on top. So you have so much damage. I'm going to go for the stun this guy, and then go for the AoE beam, AoE Dread. So we're on 11 to 1 at the moment, with 2 assists. Moving around. You might also notice my mag sustain is not as high as I would like. So I am using this skill down here, Recuperative Ties, which is essentially 200 regen. And if you play with the Cruxes, you get like an extra 200 regen as well every couple seconds. So you can get a lot of sustain out of this. Gonna go for the debuffs on the armor. I put my vigor on, so my rallying cry and stuff. So even against tanky people, he's got leech on plate. I'm gonna go for my AoE and then go for the beam to get rid of that Nightblade. So I'm gonna charge up my Cruxes and go for the stun and then go for the beam. So you can see the beam is doing good damage to that guy. I put on my shield. I'm going for Meteor on this guy, and then go for the stun. Pop around here. Potion because I'm low health. Gone for my big shield. So I'm using that big shield, as you can see. So rather than the auto CC break, just stack my heal over times. Try and pull this guy by himself. Go for the stun. And then try and beam him to death. And then we managed to get him there. So I managed to just stun lock him with all the stuns that I was doing, with the immobilizers and the stun from that colourless pull. Going for the cheeky beam. Can I get this kill here? Yeah, I can. So we're going to get rid of this guy here. So I'm charging my beam. So getting 3 crux up, go for the debuff, and then the team managed to get him. So the best way to describe the Arcanist is a debuff class. You might hear that I keep saying I'm going for my Dread, which is essentially a debuff. It's bonus damage. Gone for Vigor. So you can see I've got 3 people up there. I know in a one-on-one I can probably win a one-on-one. Go for the Dread, go for my Meteor, and go for the stun. That's him dead. So again, we was able to burst the DK with that Meteor into beam combo. He either had to block the stun, which meant he couldn't tap me easily. I'm going to go for the stun and then go for the Dread, and then into the beam. That's him dead. Okay, so Vigor, Rune, Heal, I put on the armor buff again. So just resetting all our buffs. Moving to the right, we want 17 kills so far. 3 people here, so I'm going to move around here because this is not a good place to be. And sometimes you do need to know when to move. So big hits, big shields, big shields, big shields, big shields. Oh, they got me with the leap. Ah. So they managed to get me with the leap snaring me. But that shield that I'm using, in case you're unaware, is the Impervious Rune Ward. It's a massive shield for 1 second, and it heals you if you have some Crux on. I normally stack heal over times with this. So I'm going to go for this guy here. So he's sort of, so I'm going to go for this Nightblade at the back. He's squishy. Meteor into the stun, and then the beam. Push my potion, go for my heal over times, and then my shield. So I know that if I get stunned, I'm probably dead. So I'm going to pop up here. Oh, I got hit with the leap. Ah. The Mark of the Worm got me, and then it was the leap. Let's heal our ally. There you go. So we've got proc our Vigor again. I've got 2 greens down here. So I've gone for the stun this guy. And I'm going to go for the beam and just beam him to death. Yeah, he's dead. And we should be able to get rid of that DK. Going for the debuff. Go for the stun and then go for the beam. Gone for the meteor on this guy. Gone for the stun. And then I've got a DK on me, so heal over time, shield. Then it was the leap again. The leap is what's really hurting us because it's given us a massive snare. But 20-4 so far. Moving around. We're going to go for that DK. So there we have it. 20-4. With 908k damage. So yeah, that's kind of how the class plays. I'm going to quickly just show the build again on the Superstar. Do note the CP isn't set, it's what I'm just using currently for PvE and just testing that out still. But for the build, I am using Balorg, Trickery and Rallying Cry. My stuff isn't all gold, I only gold the weapons typically and just purple the other stuff. And I don't have all the right traits. You might also notice that my skills aren't fully maxed. So I am missing a few passives, which will make our damage and our survivability a little bit better than what you see live in that kind of little clip then. As with the skills, just a quick summary because it's a new class. Rune Blades is our spammable. It's really good. This is probably the best spammable for this class. I've tried other sort of weapon spammables, and unless you use proc sets like Master's Dual Wield, it doesn't get up there with this. The Pragmatic Fate Carver is the beam, and it has a shield, which means when we do this, we can't get interrupted whilst the shield holds, so this is really good. Then Tentacular Dread is the better morph in my opinion, because you get that extra 6% down here if you stack the 3 Crux. You also get 60% damage on this tooltip. So although the other one is an execute with up to 100% damage, you get 60% all the time pretty much whilst you are like charging this up, plus the extra 6% damage on top. So I find this is better. Debuff the target with this. You then debuff the target with this one, so they get 5% here, they get 11% from this skill here, which then means that they're taking so much extra damage, which really helps fix the damage issue that the class has. I then use a recuperative treatise. This gives us bonus damage on our skills and extra sustain. I did use the other morph and the damage is a lot better, but your sustain is really hard to use. So if you did go with the other morph on this, you need to go with some more sustain glyphs than what I have. Meteor I found was the better ult. I tried using the Tide's King's Gaze, which is the big AoE laser that follows people. It's not great because it's really slow, people roll and they avoided it, and it's quite expensive. Whereas Meteor, although it's more expensive, this always hits. And you can then CC them before to make this land with the beam combo that you saw I was doing against those DKs. We have the armor buff, Crux Weaver. This is the better morph. It gives us Crux as we take damage and debuffs the enemy with minor breach. We then have Evolving Rune Meld, which is our heal over time. It's like a mini burst heal. So I use this, and this will help just get us out of trouble, especially with this big shield. Impervious Rune Meld is kind of my push my shield. It's a massive shield in PvP, about 8 to 9k for a second. It gives us some Crux healing if we use this, so we can get like an extra 4 or 5k heals. And we have Vigor as well. I use Elemental Susceptibility to debuff the enemy and to put on some status effects. And with the loadout of this build, you can swap this just 2p staff here, which could be willpower, to a special weapon, but I left it open to show you don't need it. If you were to min-max this, I'd obviously swap this to the front bar, put tree tires on the back bar, and then go with the Vate Destra on the front bar, because that will give us access to Wrath of Elements proc, which is really good. But yeah, that's the class and that's the build. If you get any questions and stuff, let me know in the comments down below, or come join my Discord. And if you like what I do here and you want to support myself, I do have a Patreon. You get exclusive content and stuff, so you can go check that out. And I'm just going to say a massive thanks to everyone that has watched, that subscribed, and just all the support I've had recently. It really means a lot. But as always, I'll catch you in the next video. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care. And bye.